Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the BISP solution. BISP is a tech company which provides technical solutions across the world. Guys, today we will start one topic is a multi-currency data loading. For this, we will move to the instance here first. So for this, we will open the instance and we will just go for the instance first. Here we will open the instance. Yes. Now we will open the instance here. So this is our Oracle interface. Now we will enter the password and log in to the instance first. There is some password issue. Here I will start the topic. That what topic we will discuss today is loading multi-currency data. So firstly we will discuss the topic one by one in the PowerPoint, and thereafter we will apply it on a PBCS interface. So what is the main steps involved when we load multi-currency data? So this is the steps. Firstly, we have to prepare our source file. We have to create a CSV or Excel file where containing data, and in which we have to make sure the entity, business unit, department, account, scenario, version, period, and the amount should be included. Firstly, we have to prepare the particular Excel file. Excel file could be either the CSV file or the XLS file, but the CSV file generally used in the PBCS application. So in that application, we uh, in the file it must include entity, account, scenario, version, period, amount, and the currency code. This thing must include. And when we prepare the particular file, then we have to apply the second step. Second step is a create a create or verify source system and a data management. Firstly, we have go to navigator, data management setup, or a source system. While using data management, firstly we have to click on navigator. On navigator, when we go to the data management setup, so we have to set up the source system. Source system, it's a file, ERP, etc, etc. If not, then added a new source system. Select file as a type. In a data exchange, generally we have to make a target file, target and source. So these two things which we have to create, and thereafter we have to create a location. Navigate to data management, setup location, and click add. While the location name should be multi-currency load, and the source system should be file source, and the target application is our PBCS application. the name of our PBCS application, generally our target application. So we have to use it. And then in the fourth one is a crucial step. We have to define important format. The important format maps your file column to PBCS dimension. Go to the data management, set up import format and create a new import format. Name should be MC import format. Target, select your PBCS application and here the source type. Map each column. Here while matching which column, our the column should be column 1 account entity and column 3 should be scenario. Here the version and the fifth one should be period and the currency one also. So this is our source type of file which we have to map each column in our data management file. The currency must be mapped to PBCS currency dimension or property. So the fifth one is a crucial step is we have to create a data load rule. So firstly we have to go to the data management and then we will move to the workflow and also go to the data load rule. Here we will create the particular data load, like suppose we want to load multi-currency data, so we can create a multi-currency load rule. Location could be multi-currency load and the import format could be multi-currency import format. Here the mapping dimension. To ensure the data matches PBCS dimension, go to the workflow and the workflow data load mapping for each dimension, entity, account, currency, etc. Map source values to the target values. Example USD to USD and the UR to UR, like the 100 to uh, department 100. Use explicit mapping for the exact matches and like mapping for pattern. Suppose if we want exact matches, for this we can do the explicit mapping, and for mapping of pattern we can use the like mapping. For example, we have to do USD to USD mapping. So for that we can do explicit mapping, because both the things are of same level. While you are while any other currency and different currency, and if you want to map the pattern, so for that we can do the like mapping. Yeah. 1 minute, we will create the particular duplicate side so that we can enter the particular data here. Yes, in that slide, and the data is quite high, that's why the problem is persisting here. The we have to create a data load rule and then we will go to mapping the dimension here. here we will go there. So for that we have to we will enter the particular content here. We have used the certain steps here, like step 5 and the dimension mapping, to ensure the data matches in PBCS. We will go to the workflow data load mapping, and for each dimension entity account, currency, map source values to the target values, and for which we will use the explicit mapping here. Here under this, we will just copy and paste the content from there. A minute. Yes. So here we will add 1 minute. Yes. So here after after the after the explicit mapping, for that, and then we will do the next step would be the workflow setup. Workflow setup would be when we will go for the execution. When we will go for the execution, so that time we have to go for the workflow. We execute the workbench. That was the process which we have to do. We are facing some issue in the instance, that's why it's not going to open. Here we will try. We will try with the password, with the new password. Here the password could be, oh, We will try with that password. There is some issue. Yeah, we are unable to log in here. So we will only learn the steps, particular steps under the data management. So on this step we will apply tomorrow for the execution of data mapping, where the create or verify source system in the data management. We will create a particular location, and then we have to define the particular import format here. Here the currency data load rule, and it's a map dimension here also. If we have to summarize all the things, so we can summarize all the things on notepad here. So for the multi-currency load, our first step should be we have to prepare a batch file which contain the main content under the batch file should be uh, the account, where the entity should be another scenario, and account entity scenario, and the amount also plays a crucial role. Amount should be in any type with their code, like the USD. It could be INR and Canadian dollars also. So in that way we have to prepare our batch file firstly, and then in the second step we have to do we have to I think we have to increase our word size so that it would be clearly visible. Now it's more visible as compared to earlier. Yeah, so after the batch file, uh, the second step which we have to perform after preparing the batch file, we have to create a data source. Create data source here. Data source and target. So after the data source and target, uh, we have to apply the third thing. It should be after the data source and target. We once we create the data source and the target, we will go for the period map, not a period mapping. We will go for the Once we have created the particular data source, particular target file which we have executed, and then we will go to create the import format. Yes, so create import format, import format, and data mapping also. Here the fourth one would be, after import format and the data mapping, we will go for the once we complete the import format and the data mapping, we will go for the next process. After creation of import format, we will go for the next step, and the next process is creating the I think the data mapping could be the next step would be there. We have to do uh, after completion of particular import format, after completion of the data mapping, we will do um, the location mapping. When we import the data, we will do the location mapping. Location, we will create a location, not location mapping. We could write either create location here, and under the data load mapping. After that, we will perform the data load mapping. Here under the data load mapping, here the two concepts are there, is explicit mapping, explicit mapping, and second one is like mapping. So the explicit mapping generally used when we explicit mapping explicit mapping generally use uh, when there are exact kind of when there is exact kind of uh, when there is a pair of currency, when there is a explicit mapping for exact matches like USD to USD, INR to INR, and like mapping for pattern. Here under the sixth step, data load rule. data load rule. We will create a data load rule here. After that, we will go to execute the particular workbench. We will go to execute particular workbench here, and when we will execute the workbench, while the data load rule, we also have to select, we also have to load file, our source file, from which the particular source we would get. We will load the particular file, particular CSV file. Load the CSV file, and then we will execute the workbench. So this is the whole summary of we could say this is the whole summary of data management. In that way, we can understand this concept that after creating the batch file, we have to create a data source and target. We have to create an import format and data mapping. After that, we have to create a particular location data load mapping, either could be explicit or like mapping, and then we will create a data load rule and load our CSV file, and then we execute the workbench. After that, our data would be would be exported and our file would be loaded. So that is the whole process of data management. Due to some issue, we are unable to log in to the instance, but here the this is the steps. After implementing this step, we can after after implementing this stage, we can successfully load the data here. That's it for today. So here we have understood the concept, how can we load the data here. So now I will close this session here. We have understood the concept that how can we load the particular data. If you have any query, then you can just feel free to ask me. uh, you can the comment pin down in the comment section, and thank you so much for your time, for your support, and if you have any query, then you can just feel free to ask me. That's it for today. Thank you so much for that. Here we will end up the session.